Okay. Actually, you know, it's something that might be fun. I think I might, if you guys are okay with this, I might unmute you guys so that like it isn't just dead air in the first few minutes of this stream. So here you go. All right.
Let me pull this up first. Yay!
So for those of you who are watching, basically what's happening, once again, doing a bit of setup here, but essentially what's going on is that so there's if you haven't heard of a website called Hero Forge, it is a website that lets you design your own little miniature. You can either you can have 3D printed or you can even integrated with it can be integrated with Tailspire, so you can have a digital mini that you created yourself. You can make custom miniatures. Pepe made one for his character June, and then they're putting the finishing touches on one for Riku, Blaze Guy's character. So they are hard at work on that. I'm also waiting on some webcam stuff from Sora, and then I'll be able to kind of like switch over to another window. But I guess while we're waiting here, what I can do is I think I can try to sort of, well, first of all, those of you who are watching, welcome to another episode of Blockbusters.
There we go.
So, but yeah, Blaze Guy and Pepe are chatting in the background there. But yeah, so basically, last time we our players, so Kaz, June, and Riku, basically played Buster Chase for the first time together. This sort of augmented reality sport that is played in the city of Denbrock. They absolutely demolished the other team, just entirely. They also had three of their six bosses, playing with them as well, helping them out. But they, they really closed it out themselves. The bosses really didn't do a whole lot, except SocceraDoki. SocceraDoki, the sort of like cute VTuber kind of like 3D VTuber kind of character. She was doing a lot of crazy shenanigans. She was like talking to her chat the whole time. She was streaming the whole time, and somehow Fishes, hello, welcome. And somehow was able to just conjure up just items out of thin air to really annoy enemy players, basically. And we ended the last session with everyone kind of like in the home base, essentially, and finding out that
Oh, funny.
oh yeah, they're discovering that there's one of the options in Hero Forge that you can. There's a wheelchair option, which is actually really cool because someone actually wrote rules for if you wanted to play a wheelchair character in DnD and how you can feasibly make that work, which is
Wait,
really
you
cool.
can?
It's not like official. It's one of those again homebrew things, but it gained a lot of popularity among people who follow Dungeons and Dragons content. So if you type wheelchair D&D, you might be able to find something like that. But it's kind of a thing. People wanted to find a way to like play as a character as a wheelchair bound character, a character in a wheelchair. That there's some unique opportunities there to do some cool stuff in there.
Lose every fight, they tip you over.
Well, I'm sure some people like to have like a customized wheelchair or wheelchairs with special tools built in them or things like that. There's lots of cool things you can do with it. Anyway, but yeah, we ended last session with basically the discovery that SocceraDoki was found wounded in an alleyway, just kind of like beaten unconscious. You guys,
Oh, wait, give me 1 second. Blaze, you see in the options of the paint. There's one that looks like fire. Yeah, paint it with one of those.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. They're doing some cool. They're doing some cool shenanigans with colors and stuff like that. Oh, there we go.
That emote.
Sora brought in his webcam stuff. Excellent. Let me switch over to this and make sure that I get Sora's webcam working.
Oh, the base is complete. Like you
I'm
will
also
get
not.
the default one.
I'm not
So-
switching
Okay.
my POV this time, Baron. Just so you know.
Oh, okay.
So I'll have more resources available and more screens.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Wait,
I
Cool.
might have 3 monitors, but I was running out last session. I ran out of monitors 2 or 3 times.
Ooh,
last
dang!
session.
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, it's just
Oh man.
I need to get one of those huge 48-inch ones to sit above my 3.
their size a different color. Oh, they
Yeah.
are.
I don't want to spend $3,000 on a monitor. Here, I'll improve my lighting.
Shoot.
No problem. But cool, yeah. Basically, SocceraDoki was found in an alleyway, just like beaten up, and you actually heard her before you found her. Basically, her hologram, model, her hologram Sona skin basically was glitching out, indicating a lot of damage, especially to the helmet portion of her hologram suit that was showed like projecting the way she looks. Actually, fun fact, a little behind the scenes here. This sort of image and soundscape of a 3D VTuber character glitching out in an alleyway because it got beaten is it was directly inspired by Skrillex's Equinox song. Because when you listen to that's literally the scene that kind of came up in my head. When you listen to that song, you kind of hear this girl or high pitched voice, and whatever, and then it sounded like glitching to me. Doom doom ba-dum, da-dum, dum. And then also in the middle of that, there's someone screaming "Call 911 now," which kind of completed the picture. But yeah, that's I listen to a lot of dubstep and cyberpunk and synthwave and stuff just to try to get ideas, basically.
That just refreshed my memory so much. It brought me so many memories.
I know that song's been around a while, hasn't it?
Oh, I was like, ooh, middle school. And now I'm 5 years removed from college.
This year is actually the first time that I've really heard that song, and I came across it as I was doing cyberpunk research on cyberpunk. So I'm a bit late to it, but
Damn, the looks.
You had to put a whole bottle of gel for this. Every time he wakes up, new bottle of gel.
Always.
But yeah, so one thing that I was going to try to do was also I described the people in Deadly Syndicate, and I was having trouble finding a good efficient way to have share images on the screen with the layout that I have. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm settling for a kind of a slideshow that's going to be in the map screen, so in a little bit when I change to the Tailspire view overlay, kind of in the bottom middle, there's going to be a slideshow that kind of cycles through a bunch of images, which will be the Deadly Sakura logo, the Varsity logo, both of which were made by Shabby, and sketches of each of the members of Deadly Syndicate that you guys have met before. So
This works.
Let's go.
And all of those sketches were made by Aster, the co-creator of the city of Denbrock, this whole setting.
Aster goes crazy.
Aster does honestly go crazy. She has just done all kinds of great things this year. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the map view and going to put in the Tailspire link as well. Hopefully in just a moment. There we go. Perfect. So you can see basically the scene right here. And that's kind of crazy. I've changed the atmosphere slightly, and apparently I'm the only one who's seeing that. I've changed it to look like nighttime.
I see it as daytime.
Oh, apply to game board. I didn't click that button. There we go. Perfect.
Love it.
But yeah. Also you can kind of see next to So between Sora and Pepe, you can see the cycling image slideshow, basically, of the.
Nice.
Let's go.
And also I put in.
You found a spot for that 4th hole.
I did, yeah. That space is basically there for, again, images or guest players, essentially. So for right now, it's cycling through, Deadly Syndicate people. Also, the three of your player characters, the sketches that a Blaze guy and Pepe made, as well as the logos that Shabby made. So
Awesome.
I'm guessing
I
that.
almost accidentally tweeted from the GB account.
I mean, if you wanted to use the GB account to retweet this, I'm all for it. But if there was something else embarrassing you were going to tweet, then yeah, that's.
No, I was gonna tweet that we're live from my personal one.
Oh,
So
I
could,
see.
Like,
Okay.
alert essentially my Twitch followers to that. But it was also I didn't realize I was on the GB Twitter because I was replying to some DMs.
Got it. All right. I'm guessing that Riku, the mini model for Riku is nearing completion. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it is completed.
Oh, cool. All right. So yeah, basically, so Pepe, once you, as far as I know, once you have it like, basically when you purchase it, again a little bit of technical stuff here. When you purchase it, it should automatically be in there, and you just need to link it to the campaign. Then I can put the mini on once you link it to this campaign. And I'll do I can do the rest.
Yeah, Blaze, I will need the link that gives you when you share it. That one.
Share.
Yes.
But yeah, you can see that Sora has done a very good job of kind of cinematically showing this scene. You can kind of see
dun.
Yeah, you can kind of see that SocceraDoki is knocked down there. But also, yeah, in the slideshow, SocceraDoki is the kind of the cute one with the sort of like raw kind of like gesture, basically. She likes dinosaurs and the game soccer or football in the rest of the world, and she also likes Sakura Pink. But yeah, you guys are kind of observing this. You guys we're basically picking up where we left off last time. You guys just discovered that she is here, probably unconscious, and you see that Ava and Delilah and Mimi and Lexus are there as well. Once again, Sin is nowhere to be found. Again, busy with other things.
Ablaze, do you want me to change the pose? Or do you want him to...
I mean, yeah, you can change the pose so he can look more dynamic.
Oh,
so, what would you guys like to do at the moment?
I'd just say leave her there. Kidding.
In the bin.
But yes, clearly we want to investigate.
The question is how. What do you want to do? Are there other things you want to ask other people in the group? Are there things you want to look at?
Probably the first thing I would try to do is like look for someone that might have done that.
Yeah, I would
look for someone that might have done it. How do you want to go about that exactly?
Well, we could use my perception.
All right.
And look for clues.
If you're looking, if you're like looking more specifically, perception is more general. Investigation.
I would like to do a tracking check, or
tracking.
Survival.
Okay, yeah, that would be survival. Okay.
To see if I could track to see if there's any footprints leading in any directions, or see if there's any idea of what happened.
Good. All right. Good. Go for it.
D20. Yeet. We rolled a 7 plus 5, so that's 12.
12. All right. This is a little bit tricky because this is not like the most This is not the most crowded part of town of the city, but there is also a bit of traffic as like people have like walked in between and things like that. You do notice though that there seem to be rather like thick, heavy footprints, kind of in the sort of like the dust and whatever. Probably about 2 or 3 identical pairs of footprints, indicating possibly that there are 2 or 3 or maybe more individuals with the same kinds of boots that were also here pretty recently.
Okay. I'd like to communicate that to the rest of the party.
Okay.
I saw that. Fog of War.
Give me 1 second. I almost have.
I was looking back and all I just see is somebody hopscotching across the back.
That was my mistake. I was setting something up. Should have hit it first.
What?
Nothing.
What happened?
What?
We have a stalker.
We've got fans?
Yo. They watched the stream.
We win 1 game, now we're famous. Shout out
we won
SocceraDoki.
the LCQ.
But yeah, so so Kaz kind of like figured out, there were some other people here as well fairly recently. You're not entirely sure exactly how recently, but it's possible they were here around the time Doki was
So
here.
3 sets of identical boots.
2 to
and
3.
then a bunch
You're
of
not
other random
100%. You're not
footprints.
sure exactly, but it was more than 1. Probably not too many either.
All right. I guess I will end my turn.
Turns here, I guess.
We're not in a
Okay,
we're not in
so-
a turn sequence. We're in a kind of like free
We're in
form.
an open sequence.
Yeah.
I want to ask the rest of the team,
Mhm.
the professional team, if they knew of something about did Joki have like an enemy or something like that?
Is there
Someone
anyone
was
in
after
the
them?
so is there anyone from Deadly Syndicate that you're asking specifically?
Who looks like the wisest of them? Like the leader, not the wisest, but the leader.
Yeah, so I mean, again, you know that someone named Sin is the leader of Deadly Syndicate, but she's not here.
But she's not here.
But she's not
so
here. So
from
of these 4 people you see standing in front of you, it's definitely not Mimi, and it's definitely not Lexus. The 2 of them, while professionals in their own right, they are not. They're not usually kind of the leading type. Delilah is more of a sort of like executive business kind of leader. Ava is more of a government and security officer kind of leader.
Okay, so I guess I will ask Ava, since the other girl looks like she's in the library. So
Right.
I like Ava. So maybe did you know if she had some like fan or something like that was after her or something? Someone like would want to make this?
Yeah. So to that, Ava says, "Well, she certainly has a lot of fans. She has, she had millions of fans, honestly. So it's not that it's entirely out of the question.
Yeah, it's not that simple, right?
It's not that it's entirely out of the question that someone might have done something like this if they figured out her location. But Ace Spaces, welcome, first time chatter, unless that's an alt or something, because you.
Nope. Ace of Spaces is my roommate.
Is your roommate? Okay, well, hello, hi. I noticed that Ace messaged the exact same thing as you, Sora, in the Twitch chat.
It's one of their emotes.
Nice. But anyway, yeah, Ava says, well,
cat.
it's although it's not out of the question, Doki definitely has a lot of she has a lot of sway over her fan base. Like, as you've seen, she can get them to do she's very likable. She's definitely sure, everyone has their haters, but she is honestly almost universally well liked by her fan base and people who watch creators like her. She's not like she's not like Dr. Splat, the one of the, but the basically Dr. Splat is another very popular like sort of like streamer content creator in this world, except he's except he's more of a he's more of like a sort of a toxic character. There's a little bit of that. Think of you can think of him as kind of like maybe an academic version of Dr. Disrespect in a way, or like a little bit of Tyler One, like rages, but he also kind of like doctor as in like academic doctor. So he has like Dr. Splat dresses up like he has this nice jacket with like a tie that's like a pixelated design. He sometimes put those pixelated sunglasses on, things like that. So he's another big streamer that is sometimes at odds with Doki Sakura. But Ava explains, I don't know. I don't think Dr. Splat would have the audacity to outright attack her like this, and I don't even know why. There's no particular slight that I can think of.
IRL break Riku's model is already in the game, so you should be able to.
Oh, excellent. Yep, Riku, there he is. Boom.
Look at them.
I'll enable torch there so it's easier to see. Oops, and I'll also,
We'll get a cinematic shot. Dun, 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 dun.
There we go. And Pepe, I've given you control of Riku, so you can move him around and stuff.
Awesome. Okay, so shouldn't we like take like is Doki like in the floor there? Shouldn't we like take her to somewhere safe?
Yeah, no one has touched her or done anything with her yet. So you don't know what her condition is.
Can we check to see if Sakura is actually okay?
Yeah, so if someone wants to approach her and do a medicine check, you can go ahead and do that.
I can do that.
Okay.
Approach. Medicine check, D20, I'm assuming?
Yep.
All right. And I also have a boost to medicine. Just 19. That is a 26.
Man, okay. Gosh, you guys are level 1 and you still just get these phenomenal rolls.
Well, I also one of my things is medicine.
Yeah, you're proficient in medicine,
have
right?
20 I have a proficiency in medicine, plus I have 20 wisdom, which gives me a +5 already.
Yeah, that's just like...
So it gives me a +7.
Yeah, it's just insane. But... So, yeah. So, yeah, medicine check. So I'm guessing you were... Well, actually, describe, like, what are you doing to, like, check up on her? Like, what... Basically, she's not flat on the ground. She is, like... She's sitting up against a wall, basically, with her head up against the wall and everything.
I would walk up verbally ask if they're okay.
She doesn't respond. You just hear more of the sort of glitch noises.
Are we able to remove the helmet part of the suit?
The way that Sona skins work is that it's meant to be easier for the person wearing it to take off than someone else, because there's the concern that someone who doesn't want their identity revealed would be just like, their helmet would come off. If someone grabbed their helmet, it would just like
get their helmet jacked,
basically. So that and so there's like an electronic system that someone wearing the Sona skin would be able to like easily like check something and take it off. But in emergency situations, you are aware there is a way to kind of like, there's a special latch that requires a special tool, basically. Let's see, does anyone here have, let's see, if you have hacker tools, you would be able to...
I have mechanic tools, damn.
Mechanic tools would work as well, just like some kind of, like, if you have a tool set of some kind, you would probably have the kind of tool you need to remove.
Yes, I have Tinker's thing.
Okay.
I could like take a, I don't know what I guess technology.
Yeah, this would be a
Check.
technology check.
Okay. Okay, never mind.
What? So 3 plus.
Let me check. Actually, I have +2.
So
I don't have much
5.
intelligence.
Okay.
Damn, so sad.
Are you? So you're proficient in those tools.
I'm
so,
proficient with technology, yes, but
and
not
you're
with
also proficient
intelligence.
with the tools as well. Um,
Ah, you're
so,
right.
however, you only got a 5. Try as you might, maybe you forgot the right tool somewhere, or the lighting is just off. You're not able to remove her helmet.
I'm nervous.
Nervous. The nerves are getting to him. And with my 26 for my medicine check,
Right.
am I able to check for pulse or any
Oh, right,
other
yeah.
identifying factors of life?
Right. You check her pulse. There is a pulse there. There is some. Yeah, she's still breathing. She's still alive, definitely.
So just knocked out. Cold.
The issue is definitely it's a little hard to see because of the hologram that's around her, because it again Sona's skin, it covers her whole body, so you're basically kind of you can't see what's actually there. You only see the hologram itself.
What they want to see.
Exactly.
What they want you to see.
But just feeling around, especially on her helmet, the helmet is definitely has definitely cracked in a couple of places, especially kind of around the back of the head. When you remove your hand, there is there's a little bit of blood there. So
Okay.
it seems
She
like
was basically attacked. Okay.
yeah, it seems like
Okay. Cheap shotted.
a couple of bruises on. Well, you can't necessarily see, but you imagine that the way she fell down, she might have a couple of bruises on her knee, perhaps. But the main thing is injury to the head. But she is still alive, just unconscious.
Okay. Are we able to potentially move her down to the base area?
You could. You also know that. I mean, there's also the local hospital run by the corporation called Medify. Remedify. So you could take her to the hospital, or you could take her to the base. While you're deliberating about that, however, you hear footsteps approaching.
Oh.
Oh no.
And you see that there's this officer who comes in and seems to notice this commotion. Actually, each of you make a perception check.
Perception check.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do this myself.
I got a 5. Today's not my day.
I got a 3.
I've got a 17.
Okay. Kaz is the only one who notices that the cop seems a little bit surprised at people here, but that's all you notice before this officer says, "Is there is there something wrong here? What's going on?"
Yes.
I
yes,
look at
officer.
the team, the official team, like I have nothing to do with this.
I'm a cop. It's totally looks like.
It definitely looks like we jumped.
I can explain.
I can explain.
Yeah,
Police
so
brutality doesn't exist.
Ava turns to the officer and says, "I see how this can look pretty bad, but first of all, Ava basically explains that this is, if you don't know, this is SocceraDoki, the internet personality and streamer. We are associates of SocceraDoki. We're part of Deadly Syndicate and Varsity, and we just discovered her just now, actually. And the cop seems a little bit skeptical, and he says, I think I'd like to see each of your wallets, if you don't mind. Now, what this means is, this is akin to seeing something like, can I see your identification? Now, your wallet is not something physical that you take out and show to him. This is basically, although, I mean, I guess it can be, but basically, he has like a device, and like on his, like he takes out a phone, essentially, like a smartphone sort of thing, and he basically asks for each of you to sort of, your wallet has like a public code, essentially. If anyone needs to do a transaction with like a transaction of information or of money, with you, then basically you show a code on your phone screen, and someone else scans it, and they're able to kind of like get the transaction going. And so in this case, he's asking to see your guys' information, which is stored on your wallets. And so you would basically need to pull out your smartphone, and he will scan the code on your phone and look at everything that is publicly available to see on your wallet on the public ledger. If that makes sense. So.
Okay, so if everything's legal with me, I will show it to them. But I'm not sure.
Okay. I don't think any of you three would have reason to suspect that anything on your wallet would cause suspicion.
Not yet.
Not yet.
And I have to show my badge.
But yeah, so basically, and so, just kind of like with, but yeah, so yeah, he scans and he kind of like looks through, and not only does your wallet show like, you know, your like what you'd see on like a driver's license or like an ID card or whatever, but it also shows various other like tokens that you possess as well. For example, as a member of Varsity, you each possess a Varsity member token. You also have a which is part of the, which is under the Deadly Syndicate umbrella. So having that token basically shows that you have certain permissions in certain places and whatever. You're a member of that
basically that
team.
we're attached to.
You're attached to that, and that is public. That is publicly available to be seen on the ledger, if someone knows what your wallet key is, basically, like what your wallet identifier is. So he looks over and he says, "Okay, so, And then he also kind of like looks on the internet, and it takes him a few minutes. But then pretty quickly, he says, "I see, you're all affiliated with him, and I don't see anything on here that indicates any hostile differences between the victim and each of you. So I suppose what's left to do is, if she needs to be taken to the hospital, I can make sure that she is taken there, if that's all right."
Yeah, please.
Would we be able to escort her because of this attack?
Because of what?
Because of the attack, would we be able to escort her with the officer to the hospital?
The officer asked, would there be a particular reason why you'd need to escort her?
Because she was just attacked. And we do not feel comfortable just letting her go with somebody we do not know. Yes, you're law enforcement, but there's a severe lack of trust right now.
The cop points to a symbol on his suit, which is the symbol of 4 squares in a kind of like in an arrangement of a tilted, like, larger square, which is the symbol of BLOC, the government organization. And also in the top of the 4 squares is the letter B, which stands for bureaucracy. And underneath bureaucracy is, of course, law enforcement, basically. Like, that's one of the many, many branches of the bureaucracy of BLOC. And he says, I am not entirely sure why you would not be able to trust me to know that, to take her to where she needs to go. This is my job. If anything, I was sort of a bit suspicious of each of you, even though you are all affiliated with, clearly affiliated with the victim in question. I don't know what the case is here. Maybe there was something that you all did that maybe led to her being attacked. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like having a just only third-party involvement is best.
Would I be able to roll a check to because we know the footprints? Would I be able to roll a check for his boots?
Roll.
Find the shoes.
Let's see. For this,
To see
yeah.
if I might be able to
Roll
see
perception.
If,
Roll perception. Yeah.
roll
We'll
perception.
call this perception.
Okay. 18.
18. Looking at this guy's boots, I mean, you can tell his whole outfit seems to be standard issue. There's nothing unique about this officer, at least what he's wearing. But as far as you can tell, these boots do seem to match the kind of prints you've been seeing around here.
Okay. Then I would like to bring up that point of there is tracks that seem to that within the near vicinity, 1 to 3 different sets of them around this site that kind of match up with his uniform and kind of the boot size and that sort of thing.
So with that, he kind of like reacts a little bit and said, "That is a very serious insinuation, if I understand you correctly." Am I understanding you correctly, sir?
I'm not saying you did it. I'm just saying that it seems that there is a trend. It probably was not you, but it could have been one of your colleagues.
He seems to kind of look down on his device and make a few notes. Making a note of that interaction. Like you just know that that's like what he's doing. Making a note of this interaction here. And then he kind of looks back up at you and says, "Well, if nothing else, I can see why the lack of trust." So,
I appreciate that.
well, you can't all accompany. You can't all fit in emergency vehicle. And by the way, he did indicate that he's calling for a backup. You can't all fit in emergency vehicles. I think only 1, maybe 2 of you could possibly accompany me. Perhaps up to 3 if you really wished. He kind of looks at all of you, the 7 of you, right?
Mm-hmm. I would, who would be interested, speaking to the group, who wants to accompany the officer in the emergency vehicle?
Well, actually, so here, Ava kind of, well, not Ava, but Delilah kind of pipes up and says, "Excuse me, officer, can we have a bit of a sidebar here? I have something I want to discuss with all of my colleagues here." And she indicates you 3 as well. And so the officer says, "All right, I'll stand out here." Kind of stands out at the edge of this little enclosure. And so Delilah says to all of you, especially to Kaz, she says, "Well, good on you all for being suspicious, because I, for one, don't trust anyone working for BLOC." And then Ava kind of like clears her throat, and then Delilah says, "Almost anyone working for BLOC." But in any case,
All right.
I wanted to, it's no secret among you guys that Ava works for BLOC. She is a security officer in another division, not the same one that the police officer is in, but she's kind of in a more higher up like division. Think of maybe like a lower branch of like the FBI sort of thing.
Okay.
But Delilah says, "Well, this seems a bit. I see a few different options here. Some of us could go accompany the officer over to the remedify facilities to make sure that Sakura is being taken care of. I see a few other avenues of investigation here because, well, number one, of course, Kaz, you pointed out that BLOC officers are likely involved in this incident. Perhaps, Ava, you'd be willing to lead 1 or more of us over to a BLOC facility to try to look into their databases a bit. And Ava is sort of like, she seems a bit reluctant to do this, but she says, I mean, you know that's dangerous, right? And Delilah says, yeah, but this is Sakura we're talking about. We need to know, or I mean, after all, her audience is going to assume things, right? And then Delilah says, another avenue is the fact that I just noticed something very peculiar. So, and she kind of takes out a tablet, like an electronic tablet. I was just double checking while the officer was looking at each of our wallets. I was also looking at each of our wallets, and I noticed SocceraDoki's wallet seems to have been entirely emptied, which is incredibly concerning, actually. This is not good because I have so many problems with the way the ledger works, and this is one of them. Essentially, the system itself is very secure on the inside, but if someone can trick you into doing something that can allow them to have access to your wallet, then that's a problem. That's a very big problem in our case, especially so.
So, do you think that Sakura was attacked for the money?
I'm not entirely sure. It could be about money. It could be about information. It could be about something she did or said. Who knows? But there's more than a beating going on here. That's what I know. And so what I was thinking is, I could lead one or more of you also over to a sort of shall we say, facility of dubious origins that would allow me to take a closer look at what's going on with the ledger transactions associated with SocceraDoki. So, yeah, and then Lexus kind of like pipes up and says, also, if you really want to make sure that Sakura is kept safe, I can turn into a van and I can transport, with police escort.
I forgot about that.
So yeah, because basically Lexus is, even though she is like a bus driver robot, she also, her metallic body structure is so incredibly dense. It's just layers upon layers of plates that she can basically unfold. Did we know about that before? You guys would be aware of things like that, basically.
Oh, okay.
So the public in general. So basically, when it comes to the anomalous properties of the people in Deadly Syndicate, you are aware of a few things, but you don't know everything they can do. For example, you don't know the extent of what Sakura was doing last time was like magic or not. You don't know. There's definitely a lot of things shrouded in mystery here, but you are aware of some basic things like Lexi can turn into a car or a van. All this is to say.
Why don't?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
All this is to say, you guys have three options. You can either accompany Lexus in helping her transport SocceraDoki to a hospital. You can go with Delilah to investigate some of this ledger shenanigans that's going on. Or you can go with Ava to investigate a BLOC facility. And I will also say that it's essentially, since the three of you are less experienced than the rest of them, it's expected that you three will be together in one of these endeavors. I don't want to split the party here because splitting the party is time consuming, especially on Tailspire, because I'd have to drop from map to map, switch from map to map all the time.
And as I've been told, so amazingly, splitting the party is the worst thing you could possibly do.
There are some.
I think one of the 7 deadly sins of D&D, if you will.
I don't think it's like. So I personally, people have their opinions about splitting the party in tabletop role-playing games, but I personally don't see it as entirely a bad thing. There are certain places where that could be fun, but with the platform that we're using right now, the format that we're using, it would. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on with that. Pain. To have to switch from one map to another.
Okay.
and it loads a bit. So
I think we should. I pipe up and so Kaz pipes up and says, "I think we should go with Delilah because I think that could get us a lot of information on the people who did this."
I look at them and like he seems all bossy and all, but June really doesn't have anything to do besides
Yeah.
this, so she will go something like
So
whatever you say.
go with
I follow
Lexus
you.
to the hospital. Go with Delilah to investigate the ledger transactions. Go with Ava to investigate a block facility, just regarding like the possible block involvement.
Yeah, I will follow Kos.
All right. What are Riku's thoughts about all this?
I mean, even if I wanted to go take Sakura to a hospital, I really wouldn't really have a choice because currently it would be 2-1, so I guess I just have to go with them.
Well, there could be a discussion around this. I do think that I am up for all three. I think making sure that Sakura gets there safely before we do anything else, thinking about it more holistically, would probably be the best option.
He has a point.
Making sure she gets there safe, and then once Sakura's there safe, then we can split off to block or go to see the ledger transactions.
Yeah, Delilah responds, that is a good point. It's not like we have to do all these all at once. Certainly, although we'd like to try to get as much info as possible. I think whichever, basically, if the three of you wanted to go on one of these other missions after helping escort Sakura to remedify facility, then we'll gladly take you. That will just give me and Ava some time to do a bit of early reconnaissance, perhaps.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Transport.
Delilah pipes up and says, "Okay, officer, yes, we've come to a decision." The officer kind of like, you hear him quietly say, "Freaking finally," and then
Okay.
then he looks at all of you and he says, "All right, so what's going on here? Are we driving the victim or what?" And then Delilah kind of points over to the three of you, saying, "Well, I think you guys know what you want to do."
Awesome.
Yeah, would you like to explain to the officer? You see Delilah's kind of busy, like, typing in notes in her device while she says this.
Yeah, I look at them and I say, yeah, we're going with you, the three of us.
Oh, going with us. Okay, excellent. And then Lexus says, I'm going to drive her, if that's okay. I think it'd be best if someone who knows her better drives her. And then the officer said, I'm not having random civilians drive official block vehicles. And Lexi said, no, that's okay. I'm talking about, like, I can literally drive. The officer looks really confused. And so, let me see here. I need to... here we go.
All I can think of is the transformer noise.
No.
So, boom, just like that.
It's a big vehicle.
And also, let me just... Yeah. So, she disappears, and she's just kind of like... we're talking like Transformers, the movie style. Like, you just see hundreds, if not thousands, of little plates of metal, just kind of like, parts of her metal body like open up, and all these plates kind of like come out and like shape themselves into this shape, into this van that you see right here.
Can she still talk like that?
And yeah, on the... Let's see.
Through the radio, like Bumblebee.
Basically, yeah. Also, in the dashboard of the vehicle, you see a little hologram of Lexus kind of like showing up there, like, "Hi guys."
Awesome.
Any of you can sit in the driver's seat. You just won't see any wheel or pedal because I'm controlling those.
So as soon as she transforms, I'm going to like start to analyze the parts. Like, I've never seen one of these so close. first.
Do you want to make a technology kind of check to or investigation check to
I mean,
learn
it's
more
just
about
like
this vehicle?
I'm like just looking at how it's like thinking how it would be fold and all that, the mechanical parts. Like I don't really want to get anything
Okay,
any
yeah.
specific
Basically,
information.
there's just thousands of little moving parts, and it's actually
Amazing.
as far as the internal engine and stuff goes, it's actually pretty minimal. It seems to all just kind of run on small relatively small microchips that are already in her body essentially, and so there's more room for seats and stuff. Anyway, there's less need for a bunch of pipes and engine and whatever, and she's just able to go for it. And also, she's the plating is pretty hard as well. So she somehow
Can I
stretched
test the
herself.
bulletproofness?
No.
You want to test the bulletproofness?
I think
I'm
that's
not
a
going
bad
to.
idea.
And then, when
Okay.
the officer sees this, by the way, he's just kind of wait, what is it? This is a, wait, that's an official cargo android doing this. Is that even legal? And then Ava kind of goes up to the officer and says, "Yes, officer, it is." And she kind of shows part of her wallet that shows a few notes and stuff. You can't really see, but the officer looks and kind of says, all right, fine. Well,
Wow.
I'll go get backup and I'll go see what's going on with backup. And kind of leaves the street, and so yeah,
I'm still checking the car.
yeah. So essentially, what's going to happen is that Ava and Delilah are going to go their own ways, and then the rest of you, along with Mimi here, are going to get in the van, and you're going to go to a hospital once some more police cars come by to escort you guys, basically. So yeah. Anything else you guys want to do here before you head off?
Can I roll one more survival check to see if I can pick up on any other clues?
If you're looking for clues specifically, that'd be investigation.
Could I could I do an investigation check?
Yeah.
Eight.
What's your modifier? Do you have one?
0.
Okay. You see no further clue. You don't notice any further clues in this scene.
Awesome.
Dang.
Then I will call it good on my end.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the board once again.
Sheesh.
I need to I just need to set some things. I also need to set a couple things up here. I need to put the vehicle down. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm looking for the right vehicles. Actually,
And while
here,
we're in ad break,
here, sorry.
make sure you follow Global Breakout on Twitter. Follow Baron on Twitter.
All right, here we go.
Blaze Guy on Twitter and Funky Pepe on Twitter.
Awesome.
Yo,
All right, here we go.
that's me.
So in players to this board. Cool. Basically, so I'm changing a few. So I showed that van earlier. So because that has like red and blue like police light kind of stuff on the top, that might confuse you with like the actual police car. So this sort of like more pointy like thing that you see on the road here, that's the van. That's the vehicle that Lexus is.
Oh, the red vehicle thing.
This one right here, yeah. And actually, let me also remove that other red vehicle kind of like off the side of the road. Here we go. So essentially, you guys are like on the road, and I'm simulating a few things here. So you're not necessarily literally in this block, This board just happens to have a lot of road space, and so I'm using that. This will be a bit of a multi-purpose board. Like there's several buildings and stuff. Like we can simulate turning and whatever and things like that. You're basically on the road to
Okay.
a remedified station, and you see that there is one police car just kind of like following you, because this is not like an enormous deal. Like, yeah, SocceraDoki has a huge following. Oh, Max, hello. Good to see you in the chat. Thanks for the RGB rave emote. This is looking a lot like an emote only chat, to be honest.
We love head pats in this chat.
But
We
yeah.
give Twix head pats. Worst
Okay.
case, I annex Twix.
So yeah. If you guys want to simulate yourself like on the vehicle, you can basically put your mini on top of it. I'm not sure if you guys are able to access the unique characters in the upper right hand corner. If you open the UI,
I can't do anything.
okay. If you open the UI, is there there probably isn't here. All right, so I'll just drag. I'll just put your characters down, so you can. Oh, oops, that's not the right one. Huh. Okay, let me delete the old. So I had the old Riku listed on there, but okay, there's Kaz, and then let me just add Riku onto here as well.
Awesome.
There we go. Perfect. All right. So you guys are there, and just for consistency, I'm going to add the people in the block car. Here we go. All right. All right, I'll just turn them this way. Excellent. All right, so you guys are driving along, and Blaze guy, all those emotes. Oh my gosh. All right, so yeah, you guys are driving along, and Lexus is kind of just sort of making pleasant conversation. He's like,
I've been talking to Lexus the whole ride.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Asking mechanical specifics.
Okay,
stuff
yeah.
like
What kinds of things are you asking her as you're driving along?
Oh, like talking about like how are you guys made, and I don't know what materials do you use, something like that.
Yeah. So she
The
kind
whole,
of
like, I forgot there was people with me.
Yeah. So basically, she explains that she was built. So the corporation Cargo, QARGO, is in charge of all like public transportation and other adjacent like enterprises essentially, and so they have an army of androids that are basically act as the drivers of the subway, of the buses, and all that kind of stuff. She is special because she gained sentience somehow, some way, especially through proximity to some certain members of Deadly Syndicate. And now she's part of Deadly Syndicate because once she gained sentience, she's like, I don't know what to do with my life, and so she still works. She doesn't divulge very many details about this, but she does explain that there's a deal has been struck between Deadly Syndicate and Cargo and Block to make sure that she doesn't get in trouble, basically. But
Sin
yeah,
is a very powerful person.
she credits Sin mostly for letting her like continue to exist, essentially. But yeah. So, yeah, you guys are driving along, and all of a sudden, you, all of a sudden you feel like a kind of like a bump against the back of the car. You look behind, and all you see is just the police car behind you.
What?
Who?
Word.
Huh? Hoopst?
Yo, stop wearing sunglasses at night.
Wait, is the officer not with us in the car?
Did what?
So it's just the three of us and Doki in.
Yeah,
in
it's just the three of you
car?
and Doki in your
Yeah.
car, and then there's 2 officers in the other car.
Okay, so the guy who like found us is not here.
You're not sure because they all kind of look the same.
Okay.
All right, so we feel the bump.
Yeah.
I asked generalistically, what was that? Just exclamation.
What was that?
Lexus said,
Which?
yeah, my rear views said that they seem to have sped up accidentally. So yeah, I'm fine though. Like it's nothing a little body work can't fix.
Glad to know you're okay.
And then
Is there
go ahead.
is there a possibility I could look at the back?
Yeah, you can look through a back window. What are you looking for?
Like look at the back of our car.
While you're in motion?
Yes, it's kind of strange, but yes.
I don't know if you do that.
I'll tell you what. Make an athletics check. You're basically climbing out and hanging on to the car while
Hey,
you're
what?
moving along. Athletics check.
Acrobatics.
Okay, acrobatics.
Oh no, sorry.
Athletics. Sorry,
Athletics.
Yeah,
Athletics
athletics.
is strength based. So
Okay, wait. D20.
D20. Yep.
16 plus 4, so that's 20.
Okay. Yeah. Very easily. Yeah. You look back and all you see is just like pretty minor like little dent essentially. It's kind of like one of those fender bender type situations where someone accidentally like backs into you essentially. So it doesn't look
I just wanted to.
that bad.
I just wanted to see if they planted anything.
You don't see anything planted.
Okay.
In fact, you're not even sure if they could have planted anything because they're both seated in the vehicle. And the windows are also up as well, so it doesn't look like they would have climbed out.
My sheer distrust is leaking out to the rest of the team.
I cannot trust my own police enforcers.
So, yeah, go ahead and each of you roll perception.
Perception. Where's my die? It died. Okay. Why can't
Oh, no.
14.
1.
Oh, no.
Riku's too busy
Sorry,
looking at the dent.
So
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to carry me.
So Kaz got 14. What did June get?
13 total.
Okay. The two of you, so June and Kaz, notice another vehicle coming up.
That's no good. Why
I
is
guess
there
I
another
couldn't keep them
vehicle?
on top.
Another block vehicle, I should say. Yeah.
Why is there another vehicle?
Visible concern.
Yes, lots of concern.
Actually, just to make things a little less cluttered, I'll just hide these minis. There's 2 officers in them. Yeah.
2 officers. Okay, so we just know there's another block vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, like digging to the legs.
Triple
say,
30. Welcome to the chat. Hello. Yeah. You see another one just kind of driving, and again, you guys are still in motion. Just kind of like when you're driving in the freeway and everything. Cars relative to each other are kind of like they don't move. They move very slowly relative to each other on the freeway, right? That's basically what I'm considering here. You guys are still moving, and this is the relative positions of your vehicles.
Okay, so we shouldn't jump into conclusions, but just be aware that there's now 2 vehicles following
Kaz
us.
is jumping to conclusions already.
Oh, well,
I want to start going. Kaz kind of.
This one moves over here.
Okay.
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 Kaz sees that and starts going on a tirade of I should have never trusted them. This doesn't feel right. I don't understand. We can't trust them. Why is there now two? Kind of more like a calm panic, if you will.
Lexus is kind of saying, "What's going on? I'm sure they just needed more backup, right?"
Why would they need more backup?
I mean,
It's
this is
just a
SocceraDoki.
transport.
I mean, this is SocceraDoki we're talking about. This is, she's kind of a
Yeah.
big deal.
Then
True,
why
but
was
we were
she in
just
the first
fine
place?
up until this point with only one vehicle. Why would they just now need a second?
Well, they were just late, right? She just kind of has this blank stare on her face. She's like, "What's the problem?"
Notify us then.
I don't see the issue. How much do we have till we arrive to the hospital?
Probably about, like, we'll say 10 minutes.
Oh, we was far away.
Yes.
Not 10 minutes in real time, but like 10 minutes in the world. You guys are
Yeah.
talking during this
Yeah.
time and stuff. You keep chatting a bit more. This car moves up to here.
I
my
don't
God.
like this. It causes panic, starts to turn into more angry panic.
BK sandwich.
Lexus says,
Okay,
"Yeah, this does seem a bit. They do seem to be getting a little close.
Is there a chance you could speed up?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can try." And she speeds up a little bit, and because you got your miniatures are on Lexus, I'm gonna move the police cars back to show that she speeds up. There we go, like
So
that.
it'll be a process.
Our noises.
Carter.
But yeah, they're just
That's
kind
the
of like.
Honda Civic.
No, that's more the incoherent screaming from the other side of the room. But
But yeah, they seem to speed up a little bit as well, kind of like in reaction.
try slowing down a little bit and see if they'll go forward. If they'll try to continue
Just play with
speeding
them.
up.
Okay, so you tell Lexus to slow down, and that causes them to kind of go like this a bit, for a little while, and then this one just kind of like keeps pace with you right here, and this one slows down a little bit and moves over here.
Kaz is screaming at this point. This is bad. I don't like this. There is something very wrong here. They were involved. I've been saying this.
Okay. Do we have windows here?
You do, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Can we like look at the officers driving the other cars?
They have tinted windows, so you can't. I mean, you know that.
But they can see us. I'm aware that they can see us, right?
Well, yeah, like that is how the tinted windows would work. Like it's darker. You're not able to see into their vehicles very well, but they would be able to see well enough to drive. Yeah.
Would Kaz be able to draw his weapon just in a, like kind of the gun on the lap sort of thing, just out of pure paranoia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by all means. You can easily hide this because again you're in the car and everything.
Yeah.
You see
Kaz just draws his pistol and puts it into his lap.
Okay. The car. So yeah, the block officers seem to kind of they're keeping pace with you, and Lexus says, "Oh, I got a message from one of them. You are speeding. Please slow. You have been caught speeding. Please stop for inspection." What? Oh, come on, that's not fair. And she starts to.
Weren't we
Yeah,
being
you shouldn't
transported
stop.
by this?
Definitely don't
Do
stop.
not stop.
Do
not-
not stop.
They're telling me I was speeding, wasn't I?
Yeah, but they know
wasn't-
we are driving to the.
I wasn't paying attention to the miles per hour. So maybe I was speeding.
It does not matter. They were transporting us. They can't just decide we were speeding during transport. This does not make sense.
When
I
did
don't
you
like
become a
when
law-
Kaz
when
just starts incoherently rambling.
Kaz, it's fine, okay? We're just going to the hospital. What's a little bit of what's a minor setback, right? Each of you roll perception again.
Please be good.
It's going down.
15.
No!
No way. Okay, I have a
That's
16.
Okay, I got a 15. You got a 16.
Okay, and Kaz got a 1. He's just like,
I got a 6.
oh, Kaz got a 6,
Hey.
so that's still pretty good. But
I
you still
rolled a
got-
1 plus my.
Plus-
Alex,
plus
remember
5.
to add
Kaz is
your
clearly
perception.
preoccupied with talking to Doki or whatever, but no, sorry, not Doki.
Incoherent rambling,
looking
with,
at his
weapon.
Lexus. Sorry, Lexus. But Riku and June notice one more car.
Okay.
No.
I hate people. Dude, that's the...
I just chattering away.
So
talking
yeah,
about how I
Kaz does
don't
not
like
notice this, but is there
messing with my
anything that
firearm.
June and Riku would like to do?
I mean, there's something I want to, but I know I shouldn't do it.
What do you
I
can
don't
do
know if you
anything you
understand.
want in D&D.
I like talking to Shun, like she knows she shouldn't definitely not do what she wants to do. So I will tell Lex, speed up as fast as you can, and let's try to lose them. Like
Lose
this
them?
is definitely not normal.
What are you talking about?
Dude, we have like 3 police cars going
I
after
don't
us.
think it's gonna lose him,
And-
but
and
like
then
at
you-
least try.
So, I think Kaz
is
would have.
Kaz able to hear the third?
Yeah, Kaz would have heard June saying, "We have 3 cars going out, coming after
One
us."
second, I'll give perception here. There's 3. Just incoherent.
Oh my god.
This car is
Okay,
getting
you're not-
closer.
Are you going to try to like lose them? Because if you're not, I will lose them myself.
How are you gonna lose them? You're not driving. I don't see it. Basically,
Just jump out.
so when I said that Lexus had like a very dense metal body, like that, obviously that is true, but also due to her
Dense.
relatively new sentience, she is also a little bit dense. She's not
Nice.
gathering.
That's a perfect word.
She doesn't seem to have nearly the amount of paranoia that any of you have, and she doesn't seem to be listening to your requests.
I want to shoot one of these.
Okay.
Okay, so do I have control of the windows here?
Yeah, you're able to bring down. Actually, let's go ahead. I think I'm feeling, especially from June, it sounds like combat is inevitable here. So let's go. Let's do.
Kaz has already drawn his weapon. He's ready to
Yeah,
go.
I'm not wasting.
Let's
any
roll.
more
Let's roll
time.
initiative.
Roll
Everybody, roll initiative.
He said it. Roll initiative.
10.
What do I have to? Okay, I got a 20. What do I have
Okay,
to
yeah.
add here?
Initiative 6. I need to stop bouncing them off buildings. Got it.
I mean, I actually did find a cyberpunk dice tower that you can literally like drop the virtual dice down this virtual dice tower.
I love that.
I can
Wait, do we have it yet?
Well, I can drag and drop that in like a few minutes, in a minute if you really wanted. It's not necessary. It's entirely not necessary, but since you were talking about dice bumping off of buildings, I thought it'd be kind of fun.
Well, I was just physically, purposely throwing it against the building,
nice.
and I have rolled garbage since then. So I'm gonna stop throwing it against the building.
True. Yeah.
Bad building. Evil.
All right. What initiative numbers are we getting here?
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 20.
Kyle's got 6. June got 20.
I got a 15. No, wait, no, I got a 10. I was remembering wrong.
Okay. I got a 15. Cool. Let's see here. So basically, just outside of the road, I've dropped a couple of dice towers. If you want to check those out.
Oh, geez.
Yo, this big thing?
Yeah. If you want
Nice.
not required, but I thought that'd be fun.
It's actually amazing. Oh,
I
I
am
threw my.
totally down for
Yeah,
So
that.
basically, you don't even need to look inside them. Basically, you just need to like drag your dice above one of them and then just drop.
Wait, I want to try one.
I don't know how well they work, but yeah, it just comes.
Let's go.
I mean, you're gonna see the
Oh,
answer. You're gonna see the answer regardless, but it's
Right.
dice towers are a fun
Okay.
little physical thing anyway. But yeah, there you go. Okay, sorry.
Oh,
Let
it comes
me-
on the other side. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there lots of people have created like physical dice towers like this, like a little castle tower or something else kind of like this, where you drop your physical dice down and kind of like zigzags until it gets to the bottom. This just replicates that in this digital format.
I like that a lot. Except
Okay.
for how terrible those rolls were, but maybe
Alright.
that'll get the bad rolls out of my system.
Maybe. Okay. So so June got 20, Riku got what was it, 15, and then Kaz got 6.
Cool 6. Let's go.
All right, let
Yes,
me just
sir.
roll for the other. Basically, I'm gonna roll for not for each officer, but for each of the vehicles, for each of the cars.
Okay.
Okay. So we got June coming up here. I'm organizing the initiative right now. We got. Yeah, just like that. Okay. So, June, what would you like to do?
I want to dead serious shoot firebolt at one of the cars.
Okay, which one?
In my case, would be electric bolt, but whatever.
Which one?
This is
you can
it's a cantrip, right? I'm not sure how.
you
am
can
I
you can
supposed
use
to
these
work?
marker things in the lower right hand corner to kind of like as your cursor to kind of show.
Oh,
You can
how
also
do
use
you
it to
do
measure distances as well for like your spells and stuff.
that? Okay.
But so that's the one you want. That one over there. Okay.
Yes.
I'm so.
Wait,
the
I
first-
can't do that. I think. How do I?
What do you mean? What?
Hit M.
M. Oh, okay.
And then
This
you
one?
have 1, 2, 3,
Ah,
and
awesome.
4 in there. So you have like this
How-
one,
how
which
do
you
I-
can do like a cone style attack
Oh,
with.
that's all.
You have
Okay,
this
okay.
one, which is
Okay,
area
yeah,
of
I
effect.
want to hit this car here.
Okay.
This one.
So you have questions. So this is I think this is the first time you guys are casting like a spell.
Yes, I have no
Okay.
idea how this
You have
works.
no idea how this works. Excellent. Okay. So for those of you new I almost called you guys noobs. That sounds kind of mean.
Damn.
For those of you who are new, that's why I tried to avoid.
So offended.
Anyway, Firebolt. So yeah, Firebolt is the name of a spell. It is a cantrip, which basically is a fancy term for a level 0 spell. The cool thing about cantrips is that you can cast them you can cast them for free. Like they only cost the amount of time it takes to cast them. There's no magical resources or anything you have to spend to cast cantrips. Now, when you cast a spell, basically what I have is on my online and also on my phone. There's like some apps that list all the spells in Dungeons and Dragons. So basically, I picked up Firebolt and I'm reading the description right now. Well, in June's case, it's not a firebolt; it's more like a lightning bolt, right? Or like plasma bolt,
Yes.
essentially. So we're flavoring it a bit, but it's the same thing. So you hurl a mote of plasma energy. You're going to make a ranged spell attack, and I'm assuming you're trying to hit. Well, the windows are up, so you're probably just going to need to hit the car.
I was thinking maybe shooting like at the tires, so to stop.
Oh, okay. One of the tires. All right, excellent. So you're going to make an attack roll for Firebolt, just like you would a normal ranged attack.
So with a D20, right?
Yeah, so you roll a d20, and also, instead of your normal attack bonus, you're going to add your spell attack bonus, which for you, a sorcerer, is going to be your proficiency bonus plus your charisma bonus. So you got a 5.
Okay, so I had an amazing.
That's not great. Your proficiency bonus is 2, so that turns into a 7. And what's your bonus to charisma?
It's +5.
Your charisma is +5.
Yes.
Okay. And also, actually, so Pepe, I think on the last page of your character sheet, there should be a place for all like magic stuff and whatever, right?
Yes.
Did we put down like a number at the top right hand side of
I
that
did.
page?
Yes, I had the +5 on spell
Oh,
attack.
+5 on there. Okay, so you just add 5 to your spell attack rolls. Okay, so 5 + 5 is 10. I'll say this is a pretty easy target to hit. So yeah, you hit the tire. You're gonna roll 1d10 fire damage. More like 1d10 tire damage. Am I right?
Got him. Destroyed.
Dude,
4.
what are these rolls?
Okay, you deal 4 damage to the tire. That's not a lot, but you also I wouldn't call the tire like flammable per se, but like they're actually, you know what? Yeah, for something like plasma or whatever, I guess that would catch on, and the tire will continue to take some damage every turn. So you're gonna take 1d6 damage on each of your turns.
Awesome. So I kind of like grab a thing I have on my belt, like a mechanical hand, something like that, and I shoot through the window. And as I do that, I say to Lex again, "Please speed up. you now want to speed up."
You're attacking them? What the heck?
It's them or us.
It's them or
Them or us.
Okay. And like, oh, you guys are serious about this. Okay. I think actually what I'll do is I will add. Let's see. I think I need to add something for Lexus's initiative as well. I'll add this little robot icon. Can I even? No, I can't. Never mind. Never mind. She's gonna act at the end of the round. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
Works.
She rolled a nat 1. Tragic.
So I'm basically gonna have her go like act on initiative 20, which it will be like we've already like. So after this round, like the start of a new round. Okay. So now we move on to. So I'm gonna label these with numbers. So I'm gonna say this one over here is number 1. This one over here is number 2. The one in the back is number 3. So number 1 is basically what happens is a window is rolled down, and one of the officer that's not driving is going to try to take a shot at June inside the car.
Damn.
Feminism.
So
It be
rude.
your own people.
I hate people.
And that is going to be a 10 to hit. Does that hit you?
I think it does not. I have
What is your
11
armor class?
armor class.
11 armor
11.
class, you said?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, it does not hit you.
Awesome.
And that's it for them. So it's Riku's turn.
Okay. Would be jumping onto another car be an idea?
That is an idea, but you can definitely try. You can try anything you want.
Okay, let's
mean-
try.
He's a menace to society. All right.
I'm not sure if like this one it has like the tire on fire, but maybe this one.
Try that then.
What would that be, like an athletics check? I guess. I'm not sure.
That will be you're jumping. Yeah, that'll be athletics check, I think.
Okay. Let's see. I got an 18 plus 4, so that's 22.
Sheesh.
That yeah.
Oh,
So
you
that
did a
basically means you
flip,
are
He did
Success.
a flip.
you are successful. You are entirely successful at just like jumping over. Yeah, on car number 1.
Damn.
Okay.
Does it get style points for the flip?
Well, that's not necessarily a thing in D&D, but if you want style points, sure, you have style points.
Gold. Riku's
Let me
got
add that
style
to my,
points for the flip.
Let me add that to my feats.
Cool. So that was your movement, Riku. Was there anything else you wanted to do now that you're on top of the car?
Obviously I want to do something, but
You can do something like an attack, if you want, like,
Attack the car.
or just like anything else you can think of, and I can
I'm trying to
translate
think.
it to D&D.
I want to say sabotage a tire. I mean, I would say also jump back to the car as well, but that doesn't seem possible right now.
So you, so you want to am I hearing correctly about like you want to jump onto the block car and then back onto Lexus?
Just for this type.
It's just for this tire. I didn't have to stay on the car. I had to jump on here, then destroy it, then go back. Yes, clearly.
I mean,
Oh, so you first destroy something.
Wait, maybe take out a guard from the car instead of destroying a tire, because that seems more.
So violent.
if you so basically
Smashes window, grabs
So
police
yeah, basically,
officers.
you jumped on the car that has an open window at this point, actually, because they rolled down one of their windows so that they could take shots at you.
Which-
Oh yeah, because car 1 was the one who took the shot.
Yep.
Even though
This-
June attacked car 2.
Yep. Just because car
Okay.
1 was before car 2 in initiative. So,
Mhm. Okay, let's try to take out the driver.
okay, yeah, make an attack roll.
Okay, attack roll. 16 plus. What is that? 2. So
Alright.
yes.
That is enough to hit. Roll damage.
Okay, please. 14.
Wait, 14 damage?
Wait.
So
Wait, how much?
so next to your
Oh, wait.
weapon,
The damage is a. Yeah, it's a 6. It's a
it's
d6. Yes.
1d6 plus some bonus. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, it's plus 2 plus 4. So okay, let's see. It's a 2 and then
Yeah,
plus
your
4 and then
bonuses.
plus 6, which would be an 8.
8. Okay, 8 damage. Excellent. Let me double check real quick.
Or 90 mode.
All right, so yeah, I mean you don't take out the driver, but you do deal significant damage to him. And actually, they
Do we
kind
know
of
how much
like
HP?
swerve a little. They kind of like swerve a little bit away from Lexus.
Oh, no.
I could just imagine my dude almost falling off.
Actually, make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Wait, D20.
Yeah, d20.
13, and then dexterity's 11. Wait, no, I don't have any bonuses, so
have-
that's just a 13. Wait, saving throws, so that's plus 2 on my saving throws. So would that be a 15?
I believe so. So yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, wait, could I also
Save.
replace strength with dexterity? Because I think that's one of my feats. Or is it the other way around?
So replace. What do you mean by that?
Wait, you can use dexterity instead of strength. Okay, it's an attack or damage rolls. Okay, I was reading that wrong. But it's okay. I'm alive.
Fair enough.
Okay. Excellent. Great. Well, right. So that was Riku's turn, I believe. So now we move on to car number 2. They're pretty much going to do the same thing. June, and especially, basically attacking June once again. Rolling down their window, and they got a 7. That does not hit, does it? No, your AC is 11. They miss again.
Okay, I'm like hiding on the floor.
Cause's turn.
What will Cause do?
So yeah, what does Cause want to do?
What Kaz want to do? I know Riku's on that car, but would I be able to take a shot. I draw my pistol and aim it at car 2,
All right.
going just kind of taking a shot at the driver.
All right. Go ahead.
So that is, but also with my pistol, how I want to utilize it is with the lightning cantrip. So the way that Kaz hides his magic is through his pistol.
Right. Yeah.
So
So you're essentially casting the. You said you're casting the lightning cantrip, right?
lightning cantrip, but through the pistol.
Through the pistol, yeah. So it looks like making it look like a lightning bolt from the pistol itself.
Yeah, a lightning infused bullet, if you will.
Lightning. Where did? Sorry, what's the name of this spell specifically? I'm not saying a spell that's just called lightning, but there are other.
It's basically firebolt, but
Oh, it is firebolt, but it's
Twisted
just
lightning.
it's lightning flavored. That's right. That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
so make a ranged spell attack.
I don't know the exact name of it. What the spell is.
So you said firebolt. That is the name of the spell.
It's like firebolt, but lightning, because I'm a
Yeah, we're just reflavoring it. As
I'm a
lightning.
tempest cleric, so
Yeah.
I don't know the actual spell name.
Oh, is there a?
I don't know.
Let me see here. Actually, I'm gonna look to see if I can find. Let's see, Tempest cleric spells. There it is. Perhaps it is.
Level Thunderwave.
That's a spell number 1, I think. Like a level 1 spell.
Yeah, level 1 spell. I don't think there's a, or maybe it's a. Is it a channel divinity feature, perhaps?
Potential.
You said it was basically like firebolt, though, right?
That's what I'm going.
Yeah, we can go with
Okay.
Firebolt for now. We can check
yeah,
it
we can
later.
go
We'll
with
just do
that.
firebolt, and we'll, if anything, we'll recircle back and dial that in a bit
no
better.
worries.
Yeah, not a problem. Hey, we're all learning here. So yeah, make a ranged attack. Instead of using your dexterity, though, you're going to use your spell attack bonus, which in your case would be +7 to the
Okay.
d20 roll.
And to the d20 roll.
Yeah.
For us, huge.
1 second, we're gonna go over here. Use the right dice tower. 17, 24.
Wow. Okay.
So that's a 24. I took a shot at the driver of car 2.
Mhm.
And are we also wanting to factor in the pistol piercing damage as well? If he actually fires a shot with it?
So if you're basically doing if we're treating this like firebolt, it is just going to be, or lightning version of firebolt. It's just going to be lightning damage in this case. Maybe after this session, like sometime between now and next week, we can look more closely
We'll
at
dial it in a bit better.
some of the your features essentially of your class and figure out
We'll do
exactly what's going on.
then 24 damage.
What did you roll? Wait, you rolled to hit, right? You rolled a d20
Yes.
plus 7.
D20 plus 7.
That was a 24.
I rolled a 17.
That was a 17. Okay.
I rolled a 17 plus my spell attack bonus, which is 7.
That's
putting
24.
me at a grand total
24
of 24.
All right, so that's 24 to hit, which means that you're very accurate. You definitely hit. And now you're going to roll the damage, which is going, in your case, is going to be a d6 plus 5.
D6 plus 5.
Okay, d6 plus your wisdom. Yeah. This is another reason why having high wisdom is so good for you as a cleric, because your wisdom powers your spells.
So 9.
9 damage. Okay. Once again, you don't quite take him out, but it is very close. The
Do a severe
car,
amount of
the,
damage.
the car like slows down significantly and goes all the way back here. But yeah,
And then I will end my turn.
okay. Car number 3. This car is gonna go. Is gonna kind of like weave along up here to where car number 2 was, and it's going to roll down its window and try to attack Kaz this time. You know, once again, one of the officers inside, you know, pointing a weapon. That is an 11 to hit. What is your armor class, Kaz?
I have 9.
Okay. So this will hit, and this is gonna be actually. Yeah, I'll use one of the dice.
You
towers,
might as
why
well
not?
use the dice towers. They're
Might
there.
as well. That is 6. Yeah, plus the bonus. That is 6 piercing damage to cause.
I have 9 HP. That's put me down to 3 HP total.
Wait,
I got
wait.
mollywopped.
Wait.
Where did he shoot you?
From inside the car.
But like, where did it hit him?
That's a torso.
D&D doesn't
Oh.
necessarily have built-in like, you know, aiming mechanics. So I mean it's a pretty substantial wound. Not entirely fatal because I mean you still have 3 hit points left. But
But it hurt.
Close to it.
it really hurt. Like it must have like fractured something or whatever, and Kaz might need to go to the hospital himself at this point.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Kyle got mollywopped.
All right. At this point, Lexus is going to. So we're now at the top of a new round. Lexus is going to heed June's order and speed up.
Thank
So
God.
I'm moving the cars back. Oops.
Does Riku need a dex check for that, or?
Yeah, he will. So
Oh,
dexterity
no.
saving throw.
Oh wait, he's still back there. Oh.
I'm still back there.
Wait.
So
Yeah.
dexterity saving
Riku.
throw.
So as she speeds, can I go like wait, but not now. He's like in the other car.
No, I'm good. Trust me. I'm not gonna roll one.
I mean, we'll now have
Trust.
to like get near the other. Like, wait, I'm gonna actually.
What I need, I mean, I could just jump clearly momentum.
I don't think so.
Certain laws are being applied here, totally.
There's no physics where we're going.
We're in a cyberpunk world. Everything makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yo, that foot, it's gonna come handy. So,
damn.
Let me roll this. I got a 7.
Wait, but
7
it's
plus-
not
7
like
plus 9.
we should wait for your
Wait.
turn, right?
Oh yeah. So I'd want to jump over there, jump back.
But it's-
But we're at June's.
So I'ma
we're
just
at- we're at
keep it
June's
like
roll
that.
right now.
So you got a 7 plus
Okay.
what?
2, which would be 9.
9. Yeah, you're
I think I'm screwed.
you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall down onto the road there, unless someone in the car in the Lexus car makes a dexterity.
I mean, that's
saving
what I
throw
wanted to.
to try
like,
to
I
grab
wanted
to try to grab him.
Oh, okay.
What's your so best friends?
Do I read that he's going to jump? Like, if I see them, does he look like he wants to jump?
Yes.
Because if he does,
Yeah,
then I will like.
Yeah, you can see. You can try to reach out and try to grab him.
First, I'm going to think, bro, are you crazy? And then I'm trying to catch him.
Yes. What do you think I'm gonna do?
Bro, are you?
I'm not gonna try to die in an explosion.
But while I'm prepared, can I like ask Lex to get a little bit closer?
Yo,
Please.
could you get a little bit
Bro's
closer,
trying to jump.
please? For me.
Would you do that for me?
The hunter. Would you be a homie? Would you please be a homie?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Pepe, did you roll? Did I miss that?
I
Pepe
did
has
not
not
roll
rolled yet.
nothing.
Okay.
I just asked if could I like first ask Lex if she could like get a little
Oh,
bit
if she could
closer
like get a
to the
little
car.
bit closer. I'm sorry. I'm not sure how I missed that. Yeah. Yeah, she said, "Oh yeah, certainly." And so now you can get much closer, so it'll be an easier saving throw for you.
Yay!
So what do I need? Like a D20?
This is it's a D20 roll for a dexterity saving throw.
Damn. Okay, I got a 3 plus dexterity. Yeah, it's a 4.
I'm dead.
Damn, huge save.
Okay.
I don't.
Bye, Riku.
I'm rolling for damage as Riku falls onto the road.
Oh no!
I rolled full damage on that.
No.
10 damage.
10 damage. How much HP do I have? Wait. Okay, wait.
That
Does
was
my
not
armor
the play.
class matter?
I-
Or was
no,
it
it doesn't.
already? Okay. Wait, how much HP do I have?
we should have waited before champagne. Damn.
How do I?
Riku's dead.
7.
Episode 1. Riku's dead.
Oh
Episode
my
1.
god.
No one has died.
Oh no.
That was oh gosh. So does that mean you're down to 0 basically?
Yes.
Okay. And sorry,
I know the title of this episode already.
your hit point max was what again?
7.
7. Okay. So I mean, I didn't think it would, but it didn't kill you outright. It didn't like do twice your max HP. But yeah, you are immediately unconscious and you just kind of like tumble, kind of like off to the road, like off to the side, essentially.
Gotcha.
And so now what happens when you reach 0 hit points? We have what's called a death saving throw, which you will do on your turn, Riku. And I'll explain what that is when we get to your turn. But yeah, you guys, you all see Riku fall. And like June is not able to grab Riku, and Riku tumbles into the road. This is not how I was expecting this episode to go. I'll be quite honest.
Oh god.
But yeah,
The jump that went badly. Episode
that
2.
was oh man.
The jump heard around the
The
world.
leap of faith.
Leap of faith. Perfect. Boom. Sign it up as the title.
Leap of faith. Yep, there it is. I was trying to come up with something else
Oh
besides
my
faith.
God.
You know what? Leap of faith is hilarious. Maybe I'll just tell Shabby to put that in the title for the video. Okay. Oh gosh. That was all. Yeah,
You know it's bad when the DM is panicking.
that was all. Top of the. I think it's June's turn now. Actually.
It is.
Yeah.
June, you used your reaction to do all of that with the saving throw. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna panic now.
Because I'm just dead. You can just see the cars
can we,
moving,
like,
then you just see me getting smaller and smaller.
What if it was a 1, one of the cars hits him?
The very first thing, like, I kind of say, it's like, wait, we have to go back, but
And,
like, I don't know how possible to like stop in the middle.
Alexis says, "Well, I mean,
Alexis,
we're
save me.
almost to the hospital, and then once we drop Sakura
Oh.
off, we can What?
Riku like just fell to the road, didn't you? Oh my
Just looking at my
Oh,
7,000 pound
actually
car.
that's a good point. I might need a little help
Of
with
course,
this
it's a
one.
good point.
So June, do you want to do a technology check to help steer Lexus around? You're basically doing like a U-turn
Please.
at speed around.
I
to
do
get
have
back.
proficiency with land vehicles, but I
That
don't know
that
how.
is that is good. So I'm gonna
Wait,
have,
can I?
Flawless J turn.
yeah. So if you want to use
So-
your turn to try to like make the
Yes.
Let's
please.
go.
nice, and so that's plus your proficiency plus your technology for a total of
Is +2 to the technology, and proficiency is plus another 2, right? That would be +4. Dude,
21.
bros on the
excellent
road.
21. Perfect. Okay. So you do see like a steering wheel that Lexus provides for you, and she said, "All right, lead the. All right, June, take the wheel. I'll try to
Gotcha.
follow up with speed." And so you kind of like do this hairpin turn, like a screech as it turns around. I'm not able to move because again miniatures and whatever, blah blah. But you just turn all the way around, and
Imagination.
it takes we're using some theater of the mind here, combination of that plus Tails Fire. It takes all of your like force and mental fortitude in the moment, just to make sure you don't hit the block cars coming the opposite direction. You still see the tire on car 2 is on fire and it's causing it to slow down more, but you just zoom past them until you see Riku off the side on the side of the road there. Yep, just like that.
Struggling.
And I'm also going to remove these cars because they are not there and you're a part of the road anymore.
Okay,
And you can
we
basically
have
like
to do this.
stop. Actually,
Wait.
no, hold on. I'm gonna have you make one more technology check too. So that check was to like turn around and not crash basically. I'm gonna have you do one more of the same kind of check to make sure you stop, such that you're not. Because again, SocceraDoki is in the car. She is restrained
Yes.
somewhat, but also a very sudden stop can cause further injury. So make another check to make sure that doesn't happen.
So if I get a 1, do I roll over Riku?
We'll see what
Okay.
happens. We will see what happens.
That's not a 1.
Okay, that's not a 1.
I saw the one on that first, and I was like, oh, no.
But no, 13 plus
17 total.
Sorry, what?
+4.
17
Like,
total.
plus-
Okay. So you're able to come to there's still some force as like still some of that, I don't know, G's, the centripetal, whatever it is. So some, kind of like leaning forward still, but then you finally come to a stop. And you see Riku is there. I would like Riku just for, just to kind of demonstrate what a death saving throw does. Riku, I would like you to roll a d20, and I will tell you what happens. So a death saving throw does not have any bonuses to it. It's just a straight up, just 20-sided dice.
Yeah. 12.
12. So basically what a death saving throw is, if you get a 10 or higher, that's a success. If you get less than 10, that's a failure. And the point of death saving throws is that you do one of these every single turn when you're unstabilized like this at 0 hit points. And when you reach 3 successes, then you're stabilized. You're still at 0, but you're not dying anymore. But when you get 3 failures, you actually die entirely. Like your character just dies.
For real.
So,
Okay.
So death saving throws is basically like, once per turn you make this roll, and you keep doing this until you're either stabilized or healed, or you get 3 successes or 3 failures total. And you keep a tally, right? So on your character sheet, you may notice there's a spot where there's like a row of 3 bubbles and another row of 3 bubbles.
Yeah, I already
That's
got
where
that.
that's where you can keep track of successes and failures for death saving throws, and they reset once you regain consciousness. So I just wanted to at least demonstrate what a death saving throw is for future reference, because you won't need to roll it. Well, that depends on how quickly you are treated. So Lexus stops right next to Riku. What do you guys want to do?
Instantly jump off and like get him in there.
Okay.
In the state he is.
All right. You guys. So in order to like stabilize someone in this dying condition, we need to do a medicine check.
I will do. Can I do a medicine check, or does June need to do a medicine check?
Any one of you. Also, if one of you wanted to help the other, that would give one of you. So it's possible to help somebody. They do the help action basically, where you give someone else advantage, and that's how you're helping them.
Okay.
So, like,
Would
can I
be
help
able to
cause
roll medicine then?
to the...
Yeah. So
love
basically,
to help.
if the two of you are helping each other, you choose which one of you is going to roll medicine.
I'll
I
roll
don't have
medicine because
medicine,
I've got
so-
+7.
Okay. So if Pepe is if June is helping cause, then basically, Sora, you need to roll twice and take the higher of the two numbers. That's what
Almost.
advantage is.
Okay.
Never mind.
Do I need to roll again?
No, you can't roll better than that.
27.
Wow. So actually, you do so well with your medicine check, like making very quickly applying, doing first aid and everything, and also maybe a little bit of the magic ability that you have actually brings Riku back to 1 hit point, which brings him back to consciousness.
Let's go.
And also you have basically, and also while you guys are all in the car, Lexus continues to drive down a side alley, basically losing.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask, like, take us.
Yeah,
not
she's like,
where-
yeah, I know
not
they're
on the main
attacking us.
road.
I'm gonna lose them, and so she goes down a side alley
Yeah.
road, and you got like going a different direction to get back to the hospital, and yeah, you are able to lose the BLOC officers.
Success. It's a great
Ooh.
success.
Is Riku already like can he talk?
Yeah,
No.
he's conscious. He's fine. He just has 1 hit point. So if you can do anything that he can. He just
Okay,
has
I'm
1 hit
going
point.
to scream at him, bro. Like, what were you thinking about? No.
I'm skilled. I'm the police. I am the
Nah.
law.
Oh my god, I'm very angry.
Alexis says that was a pretty sick. That was a pretty ill move you did there. Is that what they say?
Sick moves.
Bows who jump to the road.
Did I look cool?
Did I look cool?
You looked awesome.
Yay.
Yeah, I can just imagine Riku just like, cool, man, just
Yeah.
barely hanging on, whatever.
That was not
Toss has a
cool
bullet
at
lodged in his
all.
chest. Just like, yep.
all these skid
Look
all
great.
these skid marks and everything, and
I think I'm now in a more dire situation than the person that we were escorting.
well, you're technically doing a little bit better because SocceraDoki is unconscious. Maybe should have clarified. Like in the beginning of the session, she was like stabilized. Like there wasn't a need to like worry if she was like dying or not.
Okay.
But she is
Yeah, but
unconscious.
we were all like talking there.
Like I assume that in the middle of talking, like some of the Deadly Syndicate members would have like made sure she was
Okay.
she was gonna live basically. And it's not like she had like mortal wounds necessarily, but they were fairly serious enough. Maybe a concussion at the very least. But yeah. Anyway, then at long last, you arrive at the medical facility with no problems.
Oh wait,
Yeah, what
we go to the hospital, like to the hospital, or
is that?
like, shouldn't we
We
try
kind
to
of have to
Is
at
that where
this
you?
point.
Sorry, is that where you guys want? I assume that's where you guys wanted to go. Was there something else you wanted to do
Yes.
before you did that? Sorry. Back
Riku's
a bit.
1 hit point. I've got a
I mean,
bullet lodged in me.
Yeah, I understand, but like, wouldn't the police find us there?
Yeah,
Like,
but
they knew we were going there, right?
branches of government don't like each other.
Well, also, Remedify is not a branch of government. It is its own corporation. So,
Corporations
Oh,
don't
it's
like
private.
each other.
Okay, then we go.
and also the BLOC, like BLOC is the government, but it is also the government corporation. So, yeah, there is that. So BLOC and Remedify are separate corporations. You're right. They would probably assume that you are going there, but that's. Yeah. What do you guys want to do about that?
I think we need to go to the hospital.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah. Like, I was thinking maybe taking both of them to the syndicate base, but I don't know if there's equipment enough there.
There's like first aid, but not really
Yeah.
not really much to
never
be able to patch you guys up.
to the hospital.
Patch her up.
To the hospital.
Okay, you go there. I don't have a board for this right now, but yeah, you essentially go. Actually, hold on. Actually, I wonder. Maybe I'll just need to find a specific hospital building that we can use if we really wanted to. But yeah, you make it there. You check her in. Did you want to check Riku in there as well? Ace,
I think so.
Ace in the chat is just like, yo, 1 hit point. Not the death saving throw, then later, yo, 1 hit point. In all caps. I love it. Yeah.
Ace,
One
when we were
HP.
building my character sheet, the genius of going with medicine.
Oh my god.
I mean, to be fair, like this is what your character is built for. Like these wisdom-based things is just insane. But again, I'm glad that there's definitely real danger there. Otherwise, can't have you guys be have your heads get too big.
Big for our boots, and then I'll end up getting clapped for being a dummy.
But yeah, so if SocceraDoki and Riku are both checked in essentially, and after the process of getting them in and like getting them on cots and then wheeling them to their respective like rooms where they're getting treated and inspected and everything, both of them each and everything, you Kaz and June get a call simultaneously from Delilah from Deadly Syndicate. And she said, "Hey, just calling to make sure."
Hey there, Delilah. Hey there, Delilah.
And by the way, in the rotating slideshow, Delilah's the one with the big sun hat, like with sunglasses or like a mask over her eyes. Not the witch with goggles, but like the fancy sun hat. Anyway,
Fancy sun hat.
So yeah, I think she should be coming on any second now, or maybe not. Whatever. It's the slideshow. You'll see it. Whatever. But yeah, she called you and said hello. Just wanted to make sure everything went well with the transport.
It did not go well. It did not go well at all.
Oh, do tell.
We were attacked by 3 different vehicles. Riku died. Riku
what?
tried to die on us. Jumped off a vehicle into traffic at speed. I got shot. I don't know.
I see. Interesting. One moment, please. And then you hear, like, this is not directed at you, but this is clearly somebody else. Like, Ava, I'm going to have a very stern talking to with your associates over in BLOC. What is this absolute idiocy? There's something else going on here, and you said we could trust them. And she kind of like blows up at presumably Ava. And Ava said, "What did you want me to do? I'm blah blah blah." And there's just like this back and forth and everything. And then after a few seconds of this, which is probably quite entertaining for a cause to listen to, you kind of hear this. Focal point. Zenness. All right. Yes. That's so. But you are all alive, and it sounds you've made it to the hospital. It sounds like.
Kaz yells, "Barely, barely,
Well,
barely alive."
I see. Well, we're going to have to look into these series of incidents. I'll also say that but I'm glad. Once Riku recovers, then I'd be happy to. It sounded like the 3 of you were interested in accompanying me to check out the ledger, or at least some of the ledger servers that I can access in a specific undisclosed location. But I will say this: in my preliminary searches, I see that I don't know exactly what caused the depletion of the emptying of SocceraDoki's wallet on the ledger, but I'm starting to think that there might be a connection to Dr. Splat. Which is quite surprising and concerning. We'll have to look a little more into this. I might even try to have a word with the people who run Leguri, the corporation in charge of the ledger, as well. I'm sure there's something that they could do about this. But anyway, yeah. Especially since Riku is recovering, I think this is probably a good place to conclude the session. It's a good solid 2 hours right there. So.
That was awesome.
I mean,
that was so
first
much
fight,
fun.
First saving throw. Oh my god.
Oh man. Yeah. So for the start of next season, start of next session, I should say. We can decide whether or not we want to start with like after Riku has recovered, or if there's something else you want to do. If you can figure that out. But I'm happy to start next session with like, Riku has taken a long rest at a hospital. Like he's fine. Like you guys can all would all be like healed if you wanted to do that. But we can discuss that next time. And to all of you who have been watching, thank you very much. This is a lot of fun. This has been the second episode of Blockbusters. Hopefully we'll have this episode up. So last week we had the first episode up on Monday on the Global Breakout YouTube channel. Hopefully we want to try to get it sooner next time.
All of the it's seeming to be consistently we're going to be uploading the D&D VODs on
Sundays. Yep. Basically, I neglected to send the VOD to Shabby sooner, but yeah, this VOD should be up on the Global Breakout YouTube channel on Sunday. Then of course next Wednesday will be the next session streamed. So
make sure you subscribe to Global Breakout on YouTube.
Yep. All right.
To keep up to date with all these amazing VODs.
These are This has been another fantastic session. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all the players, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Take care.
Bye everybody.
Yay.